I'm going to wait here until I get the index.
Nope, you won't, because we're asking you kindly to leave because we
So you're
can't give you what you want. I can call the 911 if you wish. We can do
Are you
that.
trespassing?
So,
Yeah.
sir,
You guys just don't follow state law?
Do you guys take the?
I have no response to that, sir.
I'd pleed the fifth too.
Is this on record? Yeah, you cannot do that in here without our permission.
Where in section 70 RCW 4256 does it say that?
Okay, sir, all this gobbledygook, I don't understand it or know what that
The
is.
law is gobbledygook?
Well,
RCW 97330
I
is
don't
pretty
care
clear.
about the RCW
You don't care
right
about
now,
the
sir.
statute?
I just care about our people.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a new feature to my stories to inform you about a disturbing trend from government officials and being sanctioned by YouTube. My company's reporting has captured so many bad instances of government employees committing crimes, being rude, unhelpful, lying, and more. These bad government employees are now making privacy strikes on YouTube to silence my journalism. YouTube has privacy guidelines that actively benefit bad acting and sometimes criminal government employees by allowing them to file privacy complaints for footage of government employees conducting public business in public places during public operating hours. You heard that correctly. So, in response to this, my company is going to be utilizing an approach to ensure that you will still get the news you need and want. From this point forward, the following will be done and also requested of you, the viewer. If a privacy strike is made and YouTube informs me that a person must be blurred out, it will be done to keep the story available. For you, viewer, I ask the following. When you watch my story, as it comes out, keep track of people you may want to compliment or complain about at certain time frames in the story. Take screenshots of those people. Listen for job descriptions. Observe where public employees are working in reported situations so you can inquire in a detailed manner about the person, since I may not be able to share certain information about them due to these privacy guidelines at YouTube. Remember, these government agencies are trying to stifle your ability to seek redress of grievances, as is your First Amendment liberty, by striking at the First Amendment in journalists reporting on this terrible and sometimes good behavior. Don't let the government abuse a private company's privacy guidelines to take away your ability to seek redress of your grievances by way of reporting from a journalist. The government seeks to silence you and me. Let's not allow them to do so. Thank you for supporting my journalism.
Hey everyone, I am free. It is August 1st, 2025. I am in the city of Tacoma, here in Pierce County, in the Communist Empire, Washington State, heading on over to the Tacoma Housing Authority. Interestingly enough, about the Housing Authority is that a housing authority is established in a city or a county by way of RCW 35.82, and it's got an interesting status because it's often colloquially referred to as a quasi-municipal corporation, but in statute is referred to as a public body corporate and politic. And that's an interesting thing because the intent and the context is seen in statute seems to indicate that there is a reference to the notion of a quasi-municipal corporation, which has a limited scope, much more limited than a municipal corporation, which would be like a town or a city or a county or something like that. I guess this one for an application.
Well, we're all together. It's my brother,
Hey,
mom.
I need to inspect the index.
You were what's that?
Inspect the index,
What is that?
the records index.
So you want to add her to your stuff?
Index.
Okay.
I'm not sure what you mean by the records index.
Oh, it's just a tool regarding making a records request. So it's basically something that aids you in making the records request.
Gotcha.
It's like an index in a book, basically.
Okay.
For all intents and purposes. It's a good colloquial reference.
You want to add her on here.
So that they know that you have a right to have.
Probably whoever your public records officer is would have that.
Yeah, let me show.
There was Butch on there already, too? Ronald?
Last word. Find that here.
Thanks.
Watch one is a great report. I'll do say that. So it will take some time for a lot of people.
He's getting the request.
Get out.
Is this on record?
Yeah.
You cannot do that in here without our permission.
Oh, really?
Yes, this is a federal program. We have personal stuff going on here, so yeah, you'll have to
Which one
turn
is
that
that?
off. Pardon?
Which law is that?
Right there.
Well, it's just we're asking you not to do so.
Oh, yeah, if it's a
Do
request.
Privacy
That'll be
Act.
the
Yeah.
voucher one.
All right, everyone. I want to go over what the Privacy Act of 1974 actually does, because that's really what this supervisor is talking about. The Privacy Act of 1974, which is Title V of the United States Code, Section 552A as in alpha, is a federal law that governs how federal agencies collect, use, maintain, and share personal information in systems of records. It gives individuals the right to access the records, request corrections, and sue the government for violations. Now, let's go over some key clarifications here, and we're going to go over a myth. The first one is the Privacy Act makes it illegal to record in public because of the Privacy Act. That is completely 100% false. Privacy Act, however, limits the government agency's use of personal records. That is true. The public recording in the law goes over the fact that in the United States, recording in public places, as we know, is generally legal. There are some limits. Many people discuss that. The First Amendment protects that right to record public officials in public spaces, including law enforcement and people in the Tacoma Housing Authority, etc., provided we don't interfere. And obviously, if you're making a public records request, you're not interfering, you're conducting public business. Now, in other states, unlike Washington State, there is the privacy law in Washington State, which is RCW 9.73.030. That does prevent surreptitious recording in certain cases, but that only applies to private conversations. And in only those specific scenarios in Washington State does it make it a two-party consent state. Otherwise, it is a one-party consent state. In public areas, there is no reasonable expectation of privacy, so recording is usually allowed, absent very unusual circumstances. So just to kind of summarize what we're talking about here, Privacy Act of 1974 does not restrict public recording as is occurring here, and it only applies to federal agencies managing personal records. State wiretapping laws depends on what you're looking at in terms of the jurisdiction, private conversations, not public filming, etc. And First Amendment protects that public recording, especially of public officials and the government in general. And in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which is where Washington State is, you've got Fordyce versus the City of Seattle and Askins versus the Department of Homeland Security that affirms this.
Privacy Act 1974.
Is that what you're looking for?
Does take a bit more time, but
No, I'm looking to inspect the records index.
The what?
The public records index.
You know, what about the houses?
Inspect the what?
Public records index.
For
I don't
our
have a clue what that
properties,
is.
we have townhomes, but most of
It's
them are
just an index. It's required by statute.
right.
The Public Records Act.
Yeah, you'd have to, you can go ahead and put your public records request and anything that you need, and then we can let you know if you'll have access or
Well,
not.
it depends on.
Yeah, we don't know who you are, where you come from, what you're doing, why you're here.
Oh, I just want to make sure. So, in order to get access to the index, I have to request it through.
Correct.
Where is section 70
Ponder that.
RCW
When you get
4256? Does it
selected,
say
you have a
that?
more
What's,
detailed
okay, sir,
conversation.
all this gobbledygook, I don't understand it or know what that
The
is.
law
so-
is gobbledygook.
Well, what you're throwing at me, I wouldn't have a clue, but go ahead and fill
Are you
that
the
out.
public records officer?
No, I'm a program supervisor, so you can go ahead and go ahead and fill that
Public
out.
records officer.
We don't have a
So
public
you're
records
after you
officer. What would be
exit,
Shaw?
obviously right after you
Shaw's.
get selected, right? And
Yeah, you can go
don't
ahead
know
and request. Do we have
exactly
Shaw's card?
Possibly. It does take some time. But we did start
She wouldn't be able to see without appointment or anything,
because it
so
operates as like a lottery.
we'll give you that, and
Okay, I
then
just want to make sure on behalf of the public records officer for this agency,
No ring.
you're stating that the public records index has to be requested by public records request.
I have no idea what you're asking for, so
I
Shaw is the
would
one who handles
suggest
this.
looking at section 70
She will be
first.
the person to talk to, so we'll leave it at that.
I'm going to wait here until I get the index.
Nope, you won't, because we're asking you kindly to leave because we
So you're
can't give you what you want.
trespassing.
I can call 911 if you wish. We can
Are
do
you
that.
trespassing?
So
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you should probably call me.
I would say-
Okay,
Show
thanks.
him and stuff. He's a
What is your name?
computer.
I'd rather not give it.
Then we're gonna have to ask you to leave.
and then
I'm still trying to make a public records
Go
request.
ahead and fill that out and
But
submit it.
in
and
order
we're
to
gonna-
do it, I need the records index because it's a tool meant to aid you in making a public records request. So are you trying to prevent me from finishing my records request? Would appear so.
yeah. Yep. So you click on that. And
Well, there are other people waiting, so while she's trying to get that done, I'll step aside so you can get to other people. I got a form here. I just need to see the index.
Go ahead and step into Hive 1. Where you want to go back?
Okay. I just
Yeah,
need to
and-
inspect the index.
Yeah, so anything that you want, like you'd write that down on the request form, and then it goes to our public records officer, and then they would get back to you.
So because I just want to make sure this is the official stance of the housing authority before I leave.
Yeah.
It's sort of a done deal, cooked in the oven at that point. The records index is something. By the way, who are you?
I'm Stephen Peacock, one of the program managers
Okay,
with
great.
rental assistance.
So I just want to make sure the Tacoma Housing Authority's official position is, in order to inspect the index to aid me in making a public records index, which is a tool meant to aid you in making a public records request, I need to request the index in order to make a public records request.
That would be accurate, yes.
False.
Where in section 70 of RCW 42.56 does it say that?
Again, if you have questions about our public records policy, you do need to be in touch with our public records officer.
Yeah.
And then, so again, if you reach out to them through that form, then they'll get back to you, let you know more details about how our public records policy works.
Well, it's not so much how your policy works, it's how state law makes you do the work.
Okay, sure.
It's not really an option, it's a compulsion.
Okay. So, I'm not disagreeing with you, sir. I'm saying that as a follow-up task, you'd want to be talking to our public records officer.
Well, if having a follow-up task conversation with the PRO is a thing, that's fine, but I need the index to make my records request.
Yeah.
To make a request for a tool that is meant to make a records request possible.
Yes,
is
so
contradictory.
that document is not available at the front desk currently.
Oh, no, it doesn't have to be available at the front desk.
Okay.
Certainly, I mean, if you can, I'm happy to wait if you want to go get it out of the PRO's office or print one out.
Yeah. So it's not going to be readily available today. Again, we're not refusing your request.
All right, let's break this down. According to RCW 42.56.070 subsections 3 and 4 of the Washington State Public Records Act, every local agency, that's your city councils, housing authorities, school districts, and more, is required by law to maintain something called a public records index. This index is like a roadmap showing what types of records the agency has. It helps citizens know what records exist and how to request them in terms of what records are required to be indexed. Now here's the kicker. If an agency doesn't keep a public records index, the law still applies. They must formally declare in writing why maintaining the index would be unduly burdensome, and that written explanation must be issued and published to the public. So an agency has only two legal options. Maintain a public records index or issue and publish an exemption in accordance with subsection 4A to not have an index. If they do neither, no index, and have filed no exemption, they are in clear violation of the law. That's not just bad policy, it's a potential civil rights issue because it undermines your right to access public records and hold government accountable. So, next time you're requesting records, ask this: where's your public records index or your exemption? If they can't show you either, that's a problem. Stay informed, stay empowered.
Is what we're telling you is that if you put it on the request form, again, that's available online as well too, that if you make that request, we will provide it to you.
Gotcha. The records index is supposed to be available for inspection during open hours. It's not something that you request. You
Again,
inspect it.
if you reach out to our public records officer, they will follow up with you on that process.
Why should I have to wait? You're compelled by state law to provide this right now. You're literally breaking state law. Why are you doing that?
Okay. Sir, I don't have anything additional to provide at this
So
point.
who's your supervisor?
Again, it would be our associate director, and I can have you reach out. I can go back and see who's available to speak with
that'd
you
be great.
currently. So
Yeah, sounds good. You got a business card I can get, by the way?
yeah, we have one at the front.
Cool. All right. Thanks.
Oh, you said it was Harborview, right?
Okay, but you're already gone through the reload process and all that?
Yeah, so I got the voucher, I was supposed to have it.
At some point, sure.
Now,
I'm familiar with how the
Yeah. So Shaw's business card that we gave to you, she's the public records officer. Who's actually the person you want to speak with.
I just feel like.
And I don't think anyone's available to talk to you right now. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, if nothing else, I suppose I'll just wait to see if I get fortunate enough throughout the rest of the day for the open hours to see if maybe someone does come back in. So I'll just.
I have money in hand, but they don't.
Yeah. So we work a hybrid schedule here, so some folks are in office and can work from home. And ultimately, she'd be the follow-up person to talk to, whether you email her directly or you fill out that form.
It's just more convenient for me to, be here since I already am here. So I'll just stay here and see how this turns out. And if I guess my closing time is not here, then I've got the information I have.
We don't really allow the loitering or anything, so.
All right, let's look at one Washington State Supreme Court ruling on loitering, and then we'll take a look at 3 different United States Supreme Court rulings on this loitering issue to prove Brenda here completely wrong. So, first of all, back in 1967, the city of Seattle versus Drew found that the court invalidated Seattle's ordinance that made it a crime to loiter or wander abroad under suspicious circumstances during certain hours unless one provided a satisfactory account to police. The court held it was unconstitutionally vague, and ordinary citizens couldn't know what conduct was prohibited, nor could officers apply it uniformly. Next, there are 3 really important United States Supreme Court rulings, of course, binding on everyone, and those are Papa Christou versus the City of Jacksonville, the City of Chicago versus Morales, and Colander versus Lawson. In the United States Supreme Court ruling Papa Christou, it struck down a state loitering vagrancy law as unconstitutionally vague as a catch-all category. City of Chicago versus Morales invalidated a loitering plus ordinance that criminalized remaining in one place with no apparent purpose and allowed police orders to disperse. And finally, Colander versus Lawson invalidated a California law requiring loiterers or wanderers to prove credible and reliable identification. The court held that such vague laws fail to give fair notice and allow arbitrary enforcement, relying on federal due process principles.
Yeah, loitering got rid of with all the vagrancy laws a long time ago. It's not loitering if I have business.
But we can't conduct the business today as stated, so.
Well, I'm a member of the press conducting a story, so that is my business. It's constitutionally protected. So
I'll be back in a minute.
Sure, you bet. Thanks. Actually, while I'm waiting for that, I would like to see.
Can I ask you not to record as well?
You can ask, certainly.
So please do not record. Thank you.
It's lawful for me. It's lawful for me to do that.
No, it is not.
Not my
Not
policy.
without my permission and not with her personal
Yeah,
business.
RCW 97330
I
is
don't
pretty
care
clear.
about the RCW.
You don't care
right
about
now,
the
sir.
statute?
I just care about our
I have a
people.
client that I would
Do you want to step over here and talk?
with, and I can't.
No, you can step outside if you would.
Yeah, I'll wait here. Okay.
Did you want to go ahead and sign in then?
I'd rather not.
That's our policy.
Yeah, my policy is the 4th Amendment, which says I don't have to identify the government, so, yeah. I know, can you believe those liberties that we have? I don't have to do what I'm told. It's crazy. Who would have thought? No liberties. Hello. Did you want to talk over here? Hello.
How can I help you?
Who are you?
Who
This
am
is
I?
Lauren,
Yeah.
she's our legal counsel.
Legal counsel, great, perfect. Okay, so I'm actually just looking to inspect the Public Records Index, which I'm sure as a lawyer you understand is a tool meant to aid someone in making a public records request. And Section 70 of the Records Act is really clear. It's something that you inspect on site. It's not something you request for a public records request. It's just a tool to help you in making a public records request. So I'm just looking to inspect the index so that I can make my records request. And that's it.
Okay. Let me follow up with our public records officer, and then I can get back to you.
Gotcha. So is it the opinion then, I guess the legal opinion of the Housing Authority?
I'm not giving you an opinion.
Gotcha.
I'm going to go check and follow up with you.
While I'm here?
Sure, you're welcome to stay.
Okay, great. So this is open to the public then?
And we're going to follow up with you today, so you're welcome to.
And are the police still en route?
The what?
Are the police still en route?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay. Could you ask the other lady that was out here earlier? Because she said she was calling 911. I certainly don't want them to think I'm running on the lam, some mega fugitive or something like that.
Yeah. So, I'll follow up.
Great. Yeah, if you just let me know.
Okay.
You can tell them they don't need to send the SWAT team in Black Hawk helicopters. We're all good. How's it go, man? What's that?
Absolutely correct.
Yes. See? Another well-educated citizen. I'm good to hear that. I'm glad to hear that, man. That's fantastic. They're trying to restrict people's access to records and doing so unlawfully, which I got leads from people that citizens were coming here to request records and were being rebuffed. So, what's that?
I said it's against the law.
It is against the law. You're absolutely correct, sir.
Yeah.
We haven't called anyone yet.
Oh, did you want to? I'm happy to give you more time if you want to call 911.
Yeah, no, so we're following up with the public records request, and then our counsel will be back out once we have an
Gotcha.
answer.
I just wanted to assuage your concern. Did you still want to call 911?
No, she doesn't.
Oh, she doesn't.
She's fine.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I was of the mind that.
Yeah, so again, you can just wait. No one's on their way. We'll get
Okay.
back to you once we have an answer on them.
Okay, so I don't have to go outside, lay down to the street,
Nope,
say
you're fine.
surrender, don't shoot, nothing like that.
You're fine.
Okay. Woo!
Brutal, savage, wrecked.
And I'm sorry that you're humiliated.
That was close. Sir, Steve? You prefer Steven, Mr. Peacock?
Steven's fine.
What was the name of the lady that threatened to call the police on me?
As one of our program supervisors.
Yeah, what's her name?
Brenda.
Brenda. Does she have a business card?
Probably.
If I could get one for her and also your lawyer.
I don't think
Up here.
Could I just get her name, then I'll just write it down here.
Yeah. What's Lauren's last name?
Is it L-A-U-R-E-N?
L-A-U. Yeah.
R-E-N. Okay, thanks. And I just want to make sure she is a JD lawyer, right? She's a lawyer. Okay.
K-I-R-G-I-N.
Kiergan. Okay. Wow, like the Kiergan from. Okay. Well, I think while I am still waiting for the index, there is a particular public records request I'd like to submit orally in person to the Housing Authority. So I'd like to get the names, titles, duties, positions, longevity in each, salary or wage, like hourly, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Work business phone numbers, work email numbers, and the official public photo of every employee in the office today.
Yeah. So again, any of our requests do need to be made in our 2 standard formats.
Gotcha. Did Bobby change that last night?
Did what?
Did Bobby change that?
I have no idea what you're referring to on that.
I'm referring to Bobby. Did he change that last night?
Oh, I don't know.
Bobby.
I don't know what you're referring to, sir.
Bobby Ferguson.
Okay. I'm saying our official policy is that if you're making a public request, you either need to make it online or through our paper form.
So it can't be done orally?
That is what we're telling you currently right
Gotcha.
now.
Why does that seem to disagree with WAC 4414-03006 and 425680 subsection 2?
Yeah. So anything referring to any of these laws, it again ultimately is going to be a follow-up with our legal counsel.
Gotcha. So if I just submitted that oral public records request to you. So
sir.
You got 5 days to respond to it.
Okay. Like I'm not in a position
Sure you are.
to
You
make
can write
that
it down.
follow. Yeah.
You can write it down for me and submit it to me.
Yeah.
Are you willing to do that?
Currently, our two official processes are those. If you want to dispute that, you need to follow up with our legal counsel, who again will be back down here in a few moments.
Do you guys flex on state statutes often? Just kind of bigger biceps than state law, or?
Sir,
you guys just don't follow state law.
Do you guys take the?
I have no response to that, sir.
I'd plead the 5th too. It's getting a little awkward around here. By good fortune, you do have a 5th Amendment, and I can certainly appreciate you might want to evoke that right now. Seems like your lawyer was evoking the 5th too. I'll just say my suspicion is that your lawyer's quite familiar with the Public Records Index, and the reason she wanted to keep with the evasive maneuvering is because the Tacoma Housing Authority is out of compliance. And my whole reason for being here as a journalist today is because there were citizens that reached out giving me leads that said they'd attempted to make records requests, and when rebuffed, after seeing some of my news stories, they came in to attempt to utilize the records index to make very specific requests. And I know we'll be all shocked to hear this, but the Tacoma Housing Authority apparently has been breaking the law. I know, everyone hold the breath, but it's not good. Not good. Section 100 of the
Sir,
statute says that
can I
it's
ask you
inspectable.
that before we continue this conversation, you do wait to get a response back from our legal counsel, who is again actively working on your request.
Well, you're a program manager, so I'm just putting the Housing Authority on notice by way of a program manager. You're a manager.
Okay. So, sir, yes. To continue this conversation, though, I would appreciate it if we wait for our legal counsel to answer your pending questions.
Gotcha. I forgot
before
about.
we add to additional questions.
Yeah, I forgot about the rules of the First Amendment. I guess they're a little bit more North Korea-ish than I thought. So Stephen is a program supervisor or manager higher up the chain. I'm guessing manager, but okay, just wanted to make sure. Sometimes they swap them. Well, in that case, since you're the program manager, I would like to file a complaint against Brenda for threatening to call the Tacoma Police Department on me. Really not enthusiastic about her calling people with guns with the implication that they're going to deal with me. So I'd like to file that complaint against her.
I have complete availability.
You're welcome to make any complaints you want to.
Yeah, I'm making it to you right now.
Okay.
And I will records request all the documents surrounding that complaint, so I hope it doesn't go into the round file.
Hi.
Hey, so what's up with the index then?
Would you like to have a seat?
Yeah, I'm good over here. Just like to keep distance from people.
Sure. So our public records officer isn't available right now.
Okay.
I can take your name and contact information and have her reach out to you to get a better understanding of what you're looking for. She can help you. Or if you prefer not to do it that way, if you want to come back on Monday afternoon, then she'll probably be able to talk to you.
Sure. So I don't want to put words in your mouth, so I just want to make sure I understand everything correctly here. If I understand you correctly, the public records index is not available for inspection today.
There's information located on Tacoma Housing Authority's
Looked
website.
at it, there's no index there.
I don't know. I would defer to our public records officer, who's responsible for coordinating access to public records. And so I'd like to take your information so that I can have her reach out to you.
No, I appreciate that. What I'm saying is I would like to inspect the index today. Is that going to be possible?
It's not going to be possible this afternoon.
So it's not available for inspection today then? Fair enough. Is that accurate?
Our public records officer is not available to talk with you today.
I'm sure you're familiar with Section 100 too, which says there has to be available for inspection of records, especially ones that are created and maintained according to statute, 30 hours a week.
Sir, this is a public lobby. You're welcome to sit here.
Sure.
If you would like to do so. You're welcome to come back on Monday, and I'm welcoming you to give me your name and your contact information so that our public records officer can
Well, what this is about is I had multiple local citizens reach out saying that they were frustrated by the public records process with the Tacoma Housing Authority, and after watching some of my news stories, became familiar with the public records index and attempted to inspect that to actually increase the efficacy of their records request, and were told that there was no records index. Now when I come in here, I'm looking at the Tacoma Housing Authority having no public records index. If you had it, you'd simply be able to provide it. And I mean, you don't even have to LexisNexis this. You could just go in and look up 425670. You're a lawyer. It's a really quick read.
I don't know. I don't know where it would be located. I don't know. So I can't give you any information.
It's at the Washington State Legislature's website. I would imagine as a lawyer you're aware of that.
You are welcome to stay here. We would ask you to stop recording because there are individuals here who are attempting to access services.
You're familiar with the privacy law in Washington State. It doesn't restrict recording here.
I'm asking you to respect the privacy of the individuals who are here to seek
Are
services.
you requesting or ordering?
You are welcome to stay here. I don't have any other information to provide you. If you're not going to provide me your name and contact information so our public records officer can contact you, then you're welcome to come back.
Okay, so I can't inspect it. All right. All right, well, leads confirmed. The Tacoma Housing Authority is out of compliance with the Public Records Act and RCW 4256, Section 73A through F. They do not have that available for inspection. We've had One, Brenda, supervisor, threatened me with calling the police, calling people with firearms to deal with me. This is not a good thing to have done. So it's pretty disturbing that the Tacoma Housing Authority's go-to for a journalist showing up is call people with guns to deal with you. So we're going to call it good. Their legal department has, in effect, confirmed that they do not have a public records index, so they're breaking state law. She's trying to push it off to Monday to make it not seem like a denial, but as she said, that index is not available for inspection today, which means it's not available for inspection while I'm here. So that's the Tacoma Housing Authority breaking the law. Not shocking again. So with that being said, they have retreated back into their cubicles so that they can avoid being responsible and actually being in compliance with state law.
Hello everyone, I am responding to the surprising amount of requests to hear more from me as a part of my SEO keywords and phrases clip at the end of my stories. So hang around to the end to hear what new content I've included. Well, congratulations. If you have stuck around this long, you are going to hear the exciting and fantastic world of search engine optimization, keywords and phrases being stated by me. I'm trying this new approach in an effort to see if it will help reach new people who have not seen my content. So thank you for sticking through all the way to the end for this very exciting SEO keywords and phrases audio clip. First Amendment audit, First Amendment auditor, cop watch, filming in public, public photography, police audit, civil rights audit, constitutional audit, filming cops, public employee accountability, freedom of the press audit, government transparency audit, cop gets owned, pirate, cop exposed, public official meltdown, unlawful detainment, cop violating rights, do not talk to cops, police fails audit, detained for filming, illegal arrest caught on camera, tyrant exposed, shut down by the law, cop loses it, Karen meltdown in public office, police accountability, law enforcement transparency, government employee misconduct, qualified immunity, badge number refusal, unlawful search and seizure, rights violation, abuse of authority, refusing ID, public records access, public records request, FOIA request audit, know your rights, what to do when detained, filming police legally, recording in public law, First Amendment rights explained, how to file a complaint against police, legal to record government workers, public sidewalk rights, is ID required by law, open government laws, can I film in City Hall, must see police encounter, unbelievable cop behavior, you won't believe this audit, epic audit fail, gone wrong audit, never seen before reaction, wait for the end, triggered public official, body cam footage released, he regrets confronting this auditor, City Hall audit, police station audit, courthouse audit, DMV audit, public library audit, sheriff department audit, post office audit, federal building audit, public park audit, fire department audit, school district audit. You truly are the hardcore of the hardcore. You have decided to go to the very end and have likely listened to every single minute, every second of the story I just produced for consumption, and I thank you for your interest. On behalf of all media wizards out there, thank you. Now, on to the newest of my July and August 2025 revisions. After a rather profound amount of emails, Facebook messages, as well as YouTube comments, I've decided to expand this out a bit. I've had a far-reaching range of suggestions come my way for things to read, discuss, etc. I don't know what is right. This is my first time doing this, so I'm going to start with something that many people have asked me about. Steve, what do you like to read? I'll tell you, and then I'll read to you a couple of excerpts from something I read every week and have since my late teens. I love science fiction, fantasy, legal history, yes, as in the history of law. I am an avid studier of the field of ethics with a particular interest in deontology, consequentialism, and utilitarianism, and gaming books. What I am going to read to you for the month of July and August are two excerpts from two amazing works. one from 2,500 years ago and one from 1,500 years ago. They are influential reads from my collection. The first is from The Art of War, and the second is from Corpus Juris Civilis. I will read what I think has been important advice to me this month in July, and I believe going forward into August as I take advice from these two very wise men. From The Art of War, in the chapter Attack by Stratagem, Sun Tzu wrote, "Thus we may know that there are 5 essentials for victory. 1. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. 2. He will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces. 3. He will win whose army is animated by the same spirit throughout all its ranks. 4. He will win who, prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. 5. He will win who has military capacity and is not interfered with by the sovereign. 6. Victory lies in the knowledge of these 5 points. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle." To me, this wisdom from Sun Tzu tells me that I go about my business as a journalist covering stories exposing corrupt government agencies and employees. I need to, 1, know when, how, and why to push to get as much information as I can. 2, if I know how to handle a variety of situations, both big and small, I will win. 3, stick to my passion regarding my journalism and what I seek to achieve through it. 4, know your laws. Always study. Keep studying. Never think you know it all. A wise man knows he knows nothing at all. 5, own your own company so you are your own boss. Don't let others' rules dictate what information is made available to the public for them to decide. And 6, stay on top of the aforementioned principles and you will be victorious. The second excerpt comes from Corpus Juris Civilis and is in reference to Aelius Marcianus, a very important jurist from the 3rd century of Rome. In Latin, it is written that from the Marcianus Libro Primo Institutionum Namid ipsum jus honorarium vivavax est juris civilis. Translated to English, this roughly means Marcianus, Book 1 of the Institutions. For even the honorary right itself is the living voice of civil law. To me, when I go out to do my work as a journalist, bringing content to you about our government, it tells me that to be studied in and know how to interact with the law will leave you with a voice, but to not know the law leaves you without one. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching my content, my stories, and supporting my journalism. I'll see you at the next location.